Good morning, all you wonderful people out there in YouTube and Facebook land. It is another beautiful day here at my sewing room, and we are excited to go live on our Facebook and YouTube channels, and we're just so excited to be here. Woohoo! And of course, we're celebrating the 8th day of Stitchmas, so hang in there for some really good jokes today. All right, there we are. We're here, and thank you ever so much for you being there as well. Thank you for all your likes, your loves, all of the times that you share us, and all the comments you make. The comments are wonderful. I love it. It's like having a little community, and we talk about things that are going on. You can ask me questions. I'll try and find some answers for you. If I can't have it off the top of my head, I will definitely get back to it on the next show. Anyways, it's wonderful. Thank you so much. And if you haven't already become a Facebook member, please do think about joining us. And if you are not a YouTube video person, think about joining us on YouTube. Look for mysewingroom.ca, D-O-T. Our dot is D-O-T, it's spelled out. mysewingroom.ca. Just because, yes, we go live on Facebook, but Facebook doesn't save everything forever. So if you're wanting to catch up on a past post or a live or one of our videos, they're all on our YouTube channel, mysewingroom.ca. All right, well, welcome. And I want to just do a little bit of shout outs to some of our regulars who are Facebook and YouTube people. Just lovely to have you always. So good morning and hello to Sandy A., Ruth C., Glenda I., and there's Ruth C. coming in just as I say her name. Good morning, Ruth. Good morning to Patty T., Tina B., Lana T., Vivian H., Teresa W., Rita B., I love saying that, Rita B., Michelle G., Dorothy T., Carol D., Loanna F., Maureen M., Irene T., Nancy C., oh, so many wonderful people, Joan H., Mary Z., Jean J., Ria G., Lynn A., and Annette W. All right, just a few of our hellos to people. There are probably a lot of other people that are quite quiet, and I try to remember you every once in a while and say hello. And for those who do comments on YouTube, I actually cannot see them. So hello, YouTube viewers. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, here we are on the 12th day of Stitchmas. Well, on the 12 days of Stitchmas. It's only day 8. 8th day of Stitchmas. So if you have been following us on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the last few weeks, we have been doing the 12 days of Stitchmas. So each day we do a little song. We present to you what my thimble gave to me. And we're going to carry on every Tuesday and Thursdays till the end of the month when we hit the 12th day of Stitchmas, which will be just before Christmas. So that's wonderful. Good morning, Glenda. Any other news on the newest arrival, Shepherd? Anyways, keep us posted. All right. Okay, everybody, time to sing. Dawn's in the audience, so I've just been special for her because some days I'm not such a good singer. Okay, here, we've got to get the words first. Okay, here we go. On the 8th day of Stitchmas, my thimble gave to me 8 needles threading, 7 spools a spinning, 6 hand stitch projects, 5 golden pins, 4 quilting beads, 3 fabric scissors, 2 rotary cutters, and a pattern in a pear tree. So that lovely thimble brought me some needles today. Woo! Oh, I got a clap from Dawn. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you. Anyways, today is talking about needles. And it always surprises me, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised, having worked in the quilt store for a long time, that some people don't know that there are more than one type of needle. And I know we always talk about hand sewing needles, and there's you know, there's regular Milner needles, which are standard sewing needles. There are chenille needles, more of a blunt tip. Well, chenille's not really blunt. It's the tapestry ones that are blunt. We also have embroidery needles. They've got the bigger eye for the thicker thread for hand sewing. And we also have lots of little quilting sharps to do your binding. Having a little bit bigger hands, I prefer using a Milner to do my binding. I find it easier. The needle's big enough for my fat little fingers. But so we have lots of different hand stitching needles. So today I want to concentrate on some needles that we put in our sewing machine. So let's have a little look. I've got them all spread out here. And of course, you'll probably know that we run two brands of needles. See if I can show you my big needle here. For most of our domestic models of needles for things, this is a big Stitchmas 116. Actually, it's a bit bigger than that. But you'll notice that it has a flat back. The front part is rounded, and so when you insert this into your sewing machine, you want to make sure that flat back is to the back part of your needle assembly, and it goes in, and there it is. Woohoo! And it's got the big eye on it. It's got a shaft where the thread sits in. It's got an eye to hold the thread, and then it's got the nice little point at the end. So these are mostly what domestic sewing machines use, flat back, round front. There are a few out there, singers in particular, that sometimes do a round needle, totally round. So we are very careful when we ask people about their sewing machine as to what kind of machine do you have, because it does sometimes make a difference to the type of needle we will offer them. Sometimes we don't have round ones, like for singers and things. Sometimes we can, if they're flat back, we can scare them up. But for the most part, most domestics, like our Bernina brothers, Burnett's, all use the flat back round fronts. Now, people always ask me, well, what needle do you use all the time? Well, I kind of partial to a universal needle. It's my favorite is the Universal 80. We have Berninas, we have Stitchmases, we have 5-packs, we have 10-packs, but they, for me, are an average needle that will take regular cotton thread, which is 50 weight, or the 50 weight cotton, or the polyester, which is usually 40 weight. So for me, these are my go-to needles when I've got to fix something. Is a universal, and there I go. I absolutely need to get that fixed. Here it is. Now, if I'm considering sewing, maybe fixing a jean or doing a tote bag or something that's a little bit heavier, I do have a jean needle. I have the 80s, I have 90s, we have 100s. These ones I kind of use more for if I'm doing mending on jeans or hemming on jeans, if I'm sewing my tote bags, if it's got canvas, I've got to get through more than one layer. Also, I like them for doing our jelly roll rugs, because then I know they're sturdy enough to take a 40 weight polyester and still get through all of the layers on a jelly roll rug, especially if we're straight stitching and zigzagging. But that's my next go-to, is jeans for those types of projects. Now, of course, being a quilter, I use quilting needles. I've just grabbed the sample packs for both the Stitchmas and Bernina, but you can get 7511s and 9014 separate packages for both quilting, Bernina or Stitchmas. These are the mixed pack. You get the 7511s and the 9014s, and you say, oh, 7511, what am I doing with those? Well, the 7511, if we're doing our piecing, we're using a finer thread, and usually it's Wonderful Athena, which is 60 weight. We like the 75. It is smaller. You don't lose as much in the turn. It fits that lovely 60 weight thread for piecing. And then I might change it to a 90. Why? Because now I'm going to do some quilting, and it's got to go through 3 layers. Your quilt top, your batting and your backing. And so we need a little bit heavier shafted needle with a bit bigger needle eye so that you can get your 40 weight polyesters or your 50 weight cottons through it. And that's usually what we use to do the quilting part. Okay, what else do I do? Well, being a Bernina owner, and I'm sure there's lots of embroidery machines out there, whether it's Bernina, Burnett, Brother, there's lots, Janome, Husqvarna, you name it, they're out there. But these are for embroidery machines. So you say embroidery, doesn't my machine do embroidery? Well, it may do decorative stitching, but if it does embroidery, it has a special arm that attaches and it has special files that it reads. So these are the embroidery needles for Stitchmas and Bernina. I've just grabbed the 9014 packs. There's also smaller needles as well for embroidery, but I like these ones. Again, if we're using that 40 weight thread, it's great. The eye is big enough, it does not shred. There are also some coated needles that are chrome or coated. What they are is for machines that are really high speed. And when I think of high speed, I'm thinking of the XP series, the Avenir series. For Brother, I'm thinking of the 7 series, the 8 series, and 9 series for Bernina. They go so fast. So the needle helps them in that it does not have a tendency to stick quite so much. So anyways, there they are in my embroidery. Okay, so now I've done my embroidery. Wow, somebody gave me some fabric. Let me see. Silk, micro fabric. What else? What else will these do? These do foils, artificial leather, coated materials. They're very thin acute points, and they're beautiful to top stitching and straight stitching. So these I would think of using especially on laminated cottons, because it's got a sticky surface, but you don't want really too many holes in the laminated cotton, especially if you're making lunch bags or table runners, or not table runners, placemats. You want to be able to wipe them and then not get too gooey. Anyway, so those are the Stitchmas and Bernina micro text needles. Oh, leather needles. Okay, these are fun. I would use these in conjunction with a leather foot or a roller ball foot, something that is not going to stick to your fabric. So these are the leather needles. So these are good for lightweight leather. Wouldn't go much more than like an ultra suede fabric. Okay, so there they are, the leather needles, so with a roller ball foot. Okay, I see some more people have signed in this morning. I see Chris L. Hi, Chris. Hi, Nancy C. Good to see you. Okay, and say hi to Sandy Albrecht. And I thought I saw Vivian's name come up. And then Glenda said, spoke to Shepherd's grandma last night, which is her mom, the mom, and Shepherd is still in the hospital, may be coming home today. He was 18 inches long, a tiny little bundle. Oh, how sweet. So I'm glad he's doing okay. And if he's in the hospital, then he's in the best place for making sure that everything is going well. And I hope the mom is too. All right, sweet. All right. Hi, Viv. There she is. I knew I saw her. Hi, Dorothy. Yeah, these little notes pop up and then I can see them. So sweet. Thanks for joining me. All right. So we're talking needles, as you can tell. So I just talked to you about the leather one. They have some really cool Teflon coated feet to slide over things. Also have a roller ball foot from Bernina. And then you are able to work with some leather, which is kind of fun. All right, I've got 2 more I want to talk to you about. One is the metal, or what they call metallic or metafill. So metallics are those wonderful threads that sometimes have a core and they're wound with metal, like a metallic thread. Sometimes it's just straight metallic thread, but they recommend these needles, metallic needles, because they have a wide eye. And you really don't want your metallic thread to be rubbing on your eye of your needle as it goes through. So you need to make sure your eye of the needle is quite large. And being metallic or metal kind of thread, it has a life of its own. It has a memory because the metal will coil. So you want to make sure you slow your machine down. You run it from off on a alone stand, and just have fun with those beautiful top stitching metallic threads. So there's a needle for it. I also learned when I did Wonderfill, they also recommended a top stitch needle as well. So you could use that top stitch needle for metallics as well. Speaking of top stitch needles, so these are really cool. These are great needles for, say, doing your top stitching on your quilt if you want to do some lovely decorative stitches. It's great for doing applique work, anything that requires a lot of stitching going back and forth, and using polyester. Don't recommend cotton for the decorative stitches a lot because it will wear. So more metallic. The eye is big on these top stitching needles, so we do recommend those. You can even use those for quilting as well because of the eye of the needle. Now you say, oh, look at all those odd needles. And I had to laugh because Mary Zorko saw this and she says, oh my God, that is great. We've got needle minders. So we do indeed. There's two different ones. There's the needle noter. And so if you've taken a needle out and you think it's a non-stick, it's a jean, it's a leather, it's a quilting, it's a universal embroidery micro top stretch stitch and ball. Oh, I didn't bring any stitch and ball point needles. Anyways, this little guy, you can just stick your needle back in here, and it tells you, or you can line it up and it tells you what needle is in the machine at this moment. Okay, then what you can do is store them on this cute little needle storage pillow called the needle noter, and it's got all of the needles listed, and it's got all of the different size needles, so you just poke them in there and then you know what needle you just took out of your machine. I don't know how many times I've taken a needle out and gone, oh, I don't know what that was. Okay, so then it goes into this container of needles that, okay, I'll use them if I ever break one and I can find it again. Anyways, so that is my story of needles, and thank you to my thimble for bringing me those on the 8th day of Stitchmas. All right, as promised, here we go. Are you ready for 8 jokes? Okay, everybody, hang in there. Are you ready? The first one I thought was very on point. Very good. Why aren't Christmas trees good at sewing? Because they keep dropping their needles. All right. So, what did Santa say to the elves about their tree decorating skills? You need to spruce it up. Okay, so what did one Christmas tree say to another? Lighten up. Oh, this is the one. I did town hall this morning with everybody. We do a little meeting on Tuesday mornings and let them know how things are progressing, what things we need to talk about, what things we need to remember. This is the one I told them this morning, and it didn't get very good reviews. I'm quite sure I had a number of eye rolls and a few groans. So here it is. What do you call an artificial Christmas tree? It's a faux fur. And I laughed like crazy and nobody else did. Okay, there you go. All right, so a couple more of those lovely Christmas jokes for you. Why did the Christmas tree visit the hospital? Because it was feeling a little green. Oh dear. Okay, 3 more. Are you ready? What did Santa's reindeer decorate their Christmas tree with? Well, they decorated with ornaments. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm so bad. I laugh at my own bad jokes. So why do Christmas trees love the past? Because the presents beneath them. They're kind of snotty, aren't they? Okay, last one. What happens when Christmas trees go numb? They get pines and needles. Ta-da! Ta-da! 8 Christmas jokes. All right. So if you're interested, stick around Thursday. We're up to 9. So Keep them coming. They say, keep them coming. All right. Let's just remember what's happening this week at my sewing room, other than the 8th day of Stitchmas. We also have going on, we have social sewing. And social sewing goes Tuesday to Friday this week, which is December 12th, which I got confused and thought today was the 12th. But hey, it's only the 9th, or the 8th. Tomorrow's, what day is it? It's the 9th, right? It's the 9th today. So social sewing starts at 10:30 in the morning, goes till 4:30. It's $10 plus tax, and you get a coupon back. And you just register to get a table, to make sure that you get a table. I know that I have people coming in on Thursday, so at least 3. So I know you may want to register in advance and make sure you get a table. All right, so that's social sewing going on. And don't forget, Thursday on Facebook and YouTube, we're doing the 9th day of Stitchmas. Saturday, we have Calgary Sews on. They're a group that rent from us. They're all about sewing. And check out their website. It might be something that you would be interested in. Oh, I see another person. Good morning, Helen. I hope you're doing well. I see Helen has signed in this morning as well. All right, and then next Sunday, we have a renting group as well called So Proud YYC. And so that's kind of our week. Social sewing up till Friday, and then we have renters Saturday and Sunday. So that is our week for this week. And just as a reminder, we have a lovely Bernina accessory of the month for December. And that's any Bernina or Burnett presser foot is 25% off until December 31st. We've also set up a display, thanks to Cam, out by the presser feet, of what our staff has picked for their favorite feet. So I'm talking a little bit about that each Monday as to who picked what. And of course, if you have a favorite foot, whether it's a Bernina, Burnett, whether it's a Brother, whether it's a Husqvarna, whether it's a whatever machine out there, if you have a favorite foot, you should drop it in the comments and let me know what your favorite is, and we can maybe advertise that and talk about that on one of the Mondays. So anyways, presser foot for Bernina Burnett, 25% off till December 31st, 2025. All right, I know everybody's getting really tired of this wish book, but it's the coolest thing. It's the Bernina 2025 wish book. And, you know, they have got some really great deals in here on their Pro Series. And, of course, the Pro Series are the newest, latest, kind of take after that 790 Pro, look really good. Just beautiful machines. Anyways, think about it. It is a great thing to put under your Christmas tree. And I think, I'm not sure, we've had sent in our order for today. I don't know if we ordered later on that we will get it in time for Christmas, but it is on its way. So don't stop thinking about it right up until December 31st, 2025. So you could have a new machine for the new year. Woohoo! And of course, can't forget that there's Brothers going on sale too. Creative gifts for the magical holiday season. It's from Brother. And they as well have wonderful machines on. This is a picture of the Celeste, which is lovely. It's on until December 31st, 2025 as well. And besides sewing, quilting, embroidery, they have also their other machines that are kind of fun. The Scan and Cut, the Print Moda, and the sublimation printer as well. And then of course use their free creative app called Artspira to help do some editing and designing to fit with your sewing machine, embroidery machine, Scan and Cut machine, Print Moda, all those lovely things. Anyways, those are our sales going on. And oh my goodness, it's getting so close to Christmas. I hope everybody's getting all of their projects finished. I hope that you have time to spend, quality time with some friends, neighbors, family, all of that sort of stuff. And don't forget, if you got to get parcels out, you should get them out real soon, because I don't know if they're going to make it there before Christmas. So anyways, yeah, we hope that it all goes well. Thank you everyone for joining me today for Facebook and YouTube at my sewing room. We really appreciate it. If you need us, stop by the store here in Calgary. We don't have any other ones, so you'll have to come all the way to Calgary. If you want to make an online order, please do so. It's mysewingroom.ca, and we'll get those orders filled as quick as possible. Remember that within the city we have special delivery. Outside the city, of course, we use Canada Post, so keep that in mind as you buy stuff and need it before Christmas, right? The other thing is you can call us and order things over the phone. We're always here available for you. We do that Sundays 11 to 4, Monday to Saturday 10 to 6, and give us a call at 403-252-3711. And yeah, we're here for you. Anytime you want to stop by and visit, we love it. And it's always fun, keeps us going. And there's always wonderful new things to look at too. Anyways, very good to see you, or see you, your name's on my list there, and the people out there in Facebook and YouTube land. Anyways, wishing you a wonderful day, and I will see you back here on Thursday. Thank you. Don't forget, 9th day of Stitchmas, 9 crazy jokes.